Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age 100% guide. We are here, going through the Western Sand, having to get all the way over to the Oregon Yensa Sea, and then get all the way over from here to Wraithwall's tomb. And I kind of just in error. I do this in error because I'm like, oh, it's not that much of a walk, and I'm getting the cartographer stuff ready. Because basically there's also another trophy for walking in every single area of every single map fully to get another trophy. So I'm walking all the way here just to try and get all the different areas and all the different things coloured in and mapped out, but for your viewing pleasure I will cut out an awful lot of that, because at the end of the day we're basically getting near instant KOs and knockouts with Penelo, our white mage, being able to one bang all these wolves with a swing of her rod. And you know, a license point is a license point, whether it's an enemy that gives us tons of EXP and with a lot of trouble, or a really easy wolf. So, we're gonna just enjoy the easy batch of license points, even if we're never going to be getting, you know, crazy level ups or anything. We're getting loot, we're getting license points, and we're going to be able to now, you know, bulk up our characters since they've gotten their second license board. But one thing I will say to all you guys, just because I know I've left it kind of on the map because I just like it there, but just let me know in the comments, does the overlay map distract you? If it does, I can get rid of it. But basically just showing you how I kind of traipsed across there, and even at this point I could have just teleported myself to Wraithwall's tomb and not have to traipse across the sand sea. But again, you know, license points be calling, level ups be handy, you know, why not? But for anyone that is confused or worried about where any of these hunts are, you can check out your handy clan primer, go to the hunts, go to the specific hunt in question, and when you click in, it'll give you all the different steps. And so long as you're in the hunt down the monster quest, as in you've talked to the person who's going to give you the quest, and then they've told you where to roughly find the monster, if you press X, you're able to actually enter, and it'll show you this is where the Wyvern Lord is found. And so at that point, it should have been clear to me that, like, oh right, I actually have a long, long way to go. I should probably warp to Wraithwall's tomb and walk back. But then I also said, I'm getting steps in. It's pretty good. But as I say, now I'm moving into the area where the Wyvern Lord is. Without Libra, those traps everywhere would be a nightmare. Subtle foreshadowing is subtle. But yeah, take out the ads. There are plenty of other enemies cluttering up this area, and we want it safe and free for us to just take down the Wyvern Lord in peace. Now, I put on Penelo's other protecting shell. I put on Penelo's protecting shell gambits because we want to have Fran and Penelo, you know, protected from the elements, because this enemy does also cast arrow, by the way. Just a little aside, just a little FYI. This enemy hits hard with physical attacks and magical attacks, so we need haste. Oh no, well, we need haste as well. But protect and shell are good to have on the team. Now, what I did need to take off the team, and I'm going to just tell you guys this now so you don't have to flounder beforehand. But what you guys are able to get rid of is you should get rid of Vaughn. and bring in Balthier, because Vaughn currently uses a dagger, And daggers cannot hurt, you know, flying enemies. So we might need, I don't know, a gun. And as I say, just make sure you're going along and optimizing everything. And yeah. Never underestimate your armor, because I mean that jumped, you know, nearly doubled our magic defense, so never underestimate your armor. Keep them in tip-top form. And now fleeing down the way, we're going to head up now to the top corner, where the Wyvern Lord awaits. But once again, I implore you, swap out Vaughn. Vaughn cannot hit a flying enemy. He is the best boy, but he is not for this job. Unless he had like telekinesis like Vossler had. But I don't know if he has the technique for telekinesis. Anyway, up to this area we go, and eventually we will come across the lovely Wyvern. We're getting our lovely Cura on. And now Penelo able to AoE heal for a good solid 800, you know, much better than a paltry 300 cure to one person, you know? And there he is, the Wyvern Lord. So we're going to make sure our protecting shells are on. And unfortunately, I think on it too late. And I don't change out Vaughn. So for the 5th time, don't be a dummy. Do as I say, not as I do. And swap out Vaughn. And then I'm like, oh, he's being targeted. Oh, he's casting arrow. And as I say, that's with Shallop. It's still doing like 200 damage. So, you know, it could be doing nearly 500 damage each if we didn't have Shallop. So, do not forget that. And now I'm like, oh yeah, she's also a time battle mage. Let's slow down the Wyvern. And now its arrows are coming out way less. Vaughn's petrified, so now I'm like, okay, Fran, time for you to be your item master goodness. Get him that gold needle. Give him that little bit of acupressure. And we're getting a nice AoE cure from Penelo, doing her white magely duties to the best of her abilities. But as I say, Vaughn is just whiffing at this point. And as you can see now, Vaughn is no longer targeted, so I'm like, oh my god, swap him out. Balthier, get in here. And Balthier's asleep. So I'm like, oh my god, this is why I didn't have Balthier in. Ah! Everything I do is pain and torture. So just give Balthier a little prince's kiss. And he is wide awake, ready for action. And now with actually having 2 people attacking, we can watch his health bar go down. And another thing to mention as well is just that slow is just it's really helpful. It's like really good. But now that we're getting towards the end of the fight, I'm kind of like, listen, Penelo, we need you focusing. We need your MP to be focused on the Alhealy wheels. But yeah, we're in no danger of getting taken out, guys. Even when he starts going into like casting tons of arrows, we do have a Cura waiting for us if we ever get into some trouble. And even when he starts attacking super fast, it's like, listen, all is good. And with a critical hit, the Wyvern Lord is vanquished. So as I said before, I cut out about 10 minutes of me wandering through all these deserts. And when I show you now what could have been our trip out here to get to the Wyvern Lord, I was kicking myself. I literally was like, why didn't I just use the orange crystal in Rabanastre? Just go straight back to Wraithwall's tomb and traipse over here. But no. I faced blistering winds and scorching deserts all to meet that wyvern lord. But another one down, and let me tell you guys, oh my god, the actual good loot we get from this quest is so amazing. The other quest is where we're going to actually see Penelo take on an offensive role in her white magic. Mightn't make sense now, but stay tuned to the end of the episode. Our girl basically does work. She literally tears it up. She says, I'm sorry, hold my beer. I might not be able to damage you directly, but I can get rid of all your protective augments and buffs that make you really, really scary to deal with. So again, yeah, like, here's Wraithwall's tomb, and like, you know, 2 minutes and I'll be back to Rabanastre. I'm just taking the time. Do you see in this mode, the way you see that some of the map is still greyed out in a darker grey? That is unexplored territory, and basically we need to have every single map be fully explored for the Cartographer trophy. So I will be heading back to certain areas, like the Sand Sea is very egregious. There's just lots of branching paths and lots of overlapping this, that and the other, so it's a bit of a nightmare. But now that we can teleport back to Dalmasca Rabanastre, we can go back to our Imperial buddy in the bucket helmet and we can say, hey bro, we sorted out that wyvern lord for you. And here's what I appreciate. What I appreciate is that in lore, these beasts were chaotic beings that were, you know, part of the story of the society, you know, fleshing out other NPC characters, etc. And now that they're gone, they're gone. It was a cool fight. We enjoyed fighting the wyvern, but like, he's gone. He's never coming back. And it's still, like, I'm finished the series months now, but it still irks me that in Final Fantasy 13, you had these seat stones that were like crying out for these enemies to be vanquished, and it could just be repeated. And it just doesn't feel the same. Like, here we are talking to Chiral being like, bro, thank you so much. And he's like, listen, you guys are pure legends. Have an effing bow and a shield. And yes, I did say that right. He did say have an effing bow. Or is it, oh no, it's elfin. Oh, that's cringe. It's an elfin bow. Ah, I misread it. I was like, that's a funny name for a bow, an effing bow. Oh my god, I'm mortified. And we're leaving that in. We're leaving it in. It's fine. But like, we can charmingly nickname it the effing bow. But yeah, number 6 is now complete. And now we can go get the Ring in the Rain quest, hunt, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm like, oh my god, like, how much better is the effing bow? Like, I'm not going to be able to not call it that now. But if we actually go to our longbow. No, longbow recusant. Longbow recusant. Go to the longbow. The longbow! Oh my god. There we are. Actually, like 6 strength less. So that's a massive saving on our part. Like 1000% such good saving. And then I'm like, oh well, do I just get Vaughn a new dagger? And then I'm like, oh my god, Vaughn can't equip the dagger because I don't have his licenses right. And I'm just like, oh, good god. So I'm like, where is this bloody dagger? And then like, there it is. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. And then I realized a moment too late that I'm like, oh, he still doesn't have his foe breaker. And now I eventually unlock the tab where we can now unlock his second license board and get him the foe breaker. But I could have done it earlier. But anyway, he has a new dagger now. It's fine. I'm not upset about it. And for now then, ladies and gents, I think it's literally just the time for just picking whatever license board you want to kind of finish out first, and then going to the other one and getting those passive bonuses. Because ultimately the accessories are universal. Every class can equip every accessory. So if I got Fran to have all of her accessories completed, she would then finish out the other grid with all of the same accessories, including the ribbon, etc. But as we can see here, I'm just like, no, Ash needs more HP. She is a squishy mage. And like that, we get like a couple of extra hundreds of HP, as well as handy MP restoring passive abilities. So like when you defeat an enemy, you recharge MP. And like if her magic is strong enough that she's doing AoE damage to take out like a screen full of enemies, then it's like, yeah, she paid 50 MP, but then she got like 70 MP back by just wiping out all these different enemies that we get MP back for. And now with that, we now have our attack power up in the 40s. Vaughn is now more powerful than, you know, Bosch, but nobody's as powerful as our girl Fran. But having said all of that, she got a really, really cool quest reward. Guarantee you, like, the next thing we know, that blood sword that we got from Wraithwall's tomb, like, I need to figure out how to get that equipped on Bosch, because I'm pretty sure that'd be pretty gnarly as a weapon. But anyway, next on our bucket list is we're heading back to the Giza Plains. They're now in the wet season, which means we're no longer able to hunt the cockatrice, or the little like chocobo that we thought we could hunt a while back. Don't know what possessed me to think it, but, you know, went for it, failed. But right now we are actually in pursuit of the gigantic toad that only appears in the wet season. But look at that, like 600 damage. One arrow, 600 damage. It's absolutely unbelievable how strong this bow is. And you'll remember I said earlier, the next hunt we're going on, we're going to see the offensive power of a white mage. And that is because Dispel, as a weapon against the enemy, actually does so much work. And the reason, and I'll tell you the reason why, right? It's because some enemies are only strong because they get buffed up to all high heaven. They have Protect, they have Shell, they have Regen, they have Bravery, they have all these different things that makes them more dangerous than they actually are. And the trick with this particular boss is he starts with Protect and Shell, and then he casts Regen on himself and starts attacking. But what can be really, really powerful is if we take the time to dispel, once he casts Regen, just dispel all his buffs. He then has no chance to, you know, have Protector Shells, so his defense is already lowered. And then what he ends up constantly doing is he constantly tries to recast Regen on himself just for that HP recovery. And then Penelo, being the absolute petty bitch that she is, she's like, I'll let you get that buff off, then I'll debuff. And then it kind of becomes a little bit of a circle until he gets to low health, in which case the boss is like, oh god, this is woeful. Now, these handy seeks are telling us to on how to get to where we're going. So that's really nice. So once again, we can hop into our codex, hit show me where, and now we're able to know that if we just head south and around to the next area, we will see our lovely toad friend. And what's even funnier is the fact that the guy even does say, oh man, like I need, you know, it's by a bridge. And then I'm like, there's lots of bridges during the wet season, bro. This doesn't narrow down our search. Wolf pelts and firestones. Like, this is what we have to do, guys. We have to just grind sometimes to get the loot, to get the money, to get the equipment. It's just the grind. And as I say, checking out the little light overlay. And as I say, there's times that I just leave it on and I actually forget it's there because I just don't focus on it. But I do hope that it's not too distracting for you. And as I say, I can take your comments on board in future episodes and just not have it in the way if it is upsetting. But what's super cool is that, you know, generally docile creature, little fluffy alligator, he can have like 300 EXP, which to me is wild. Like, the enemies here are just like, yeah, no, we're an upgrade. We're a straight up upgrade in terms of EXP yield. But then heading further south, we should now find our quarry. Just gotta look for a bridge. But what I do love is that, like, the world of Ivalice feels lived in. Like, the Giza Plains shift and change. And, like, it goes from a wetlands to a dry, arid marsh. And, like, the people that live in the desert, they move and change with the times as well. But here is Crocodile. He's after casting regen on himself. And now we're going to take offense to that and cast Dispel. Bam. And then he's like, oh, I gotta put back on my regen. And then Penelo's like, no. You're not putting on your regen, my brother. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna ready a gnaw attack. And now I'm readying my Angel Song. And like, this is what I'm saying. So long as you keep debuffing him off his regen, he will constantly try and put his regen back on. And now he's readying it again, do you see? And like, look at how much damage we're doing. But now Penelo's getting a little bit low. Gotta watch yourself, girl. Because once he starts getting notions... Oh, good block, Penelo. Oh, girl, it's okay. Bosch has his shield. He should be fine. And now back to the attacks. And now look at that. It says that his level has doubled. But the HP doesn't go crazy. The regen is happening, yes. But we're now going to dispel the regen one more time. Bosch is parrying like an absolute mad lad. Unfortunately, gets absolutely taken out. But Penelo is on the scene, ready to pick him back up. We're after getting sleeped. Now I'm like, oh man, Bosch, kiss me. Kiss me, you're a prince. And then obviously getting a bump to the head knocks you out of sleep as well. So now it's time for Dispel again. Get rid of that regen. Have him take the time to now recast regen if he wants. But he's just on the rampage now. He's just gnawing away. Penelo giving curas, keeping us up. And now with one final attack, we can get it done. Look at it, barely any hit points left. And with that, we get the Ring of the Toad. The Crocodile is vanquished, but our hunt isn't finished. We've vanquished the foe, but we haven't actually taken the time to fully complete the quest. And unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for the dry season to fully complete this quest in the clan log. But that's pretty much been our episode. Some nice 2 hunts getting us back into, you know, Ivalice and, you know, how the gang are doing power scale wise. But for now, I have been the RPG Recusant. Thank you so much for tuning in to our episode today. And I hope you have a continued wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you decided to sit down and watch this episode today. If you like Final Fantasy content, you'd maybe hopefully consider subscribing and sharing the playlist with others so that they can get 100% out of their games. All that's left for me to say now is, have a good one, and thanks for watching. I hope I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.